Coming to you from Dynatrace Perform in Las Vegas, it's Pure Performance.
Hello from Dynatrace Perform 2019 in Las Vegas. I'm Andy Grabner and this is Up Close and Personal with our Dynatrace Services team on Pure Performance. I actually have two guests today. I want to introduce them quickly. Trevor, Ealy, and Kristof. Maybe Trevor, quickly, some more background on you?
Sure, thanks Andy. My name is Trevor Ealy. I'm a director with the Dynatrace Services team. I've been with Dynatrace for 8 years now. Full 8 years in the services organization, and I'm happy to be here.
Cool. And Kristof.
Thanks, Andy. I'm Kristof Renders, a global architect at the Dynatrace Services team. I've been with the company for about 9 years, and I've been helping customers all over the world with all kinds of Dynatrace-related topics.
So you guys just came out of your session. You did a session on, can you remind me what was the session about?
It's autonomous cloud and with the Dynatrace journey. Mm-hmm. And the topic of the session was to really introduce our customers to how Dynatrace came to develop the autonomous cloud management program. It really started with Dynatrace's own transformation and their journey towards NoOps, our journey towards NoOps, and we really wanted to share that with the rest of our customers and enable customers to get there.
Cool.
The biggest takeaway that I see from this session is that a lot of folks ask me, what's different from DevOps? How is this different from what I'm doing today? And for me, the main difference is that autonomous cloud management really connects the dots through all of the pieces throughout software delivery to really help customers achieve those ultimate goals of delivering software faster, better, and more frequently.
Very cool. So it's a lot about automation, probably how to connect the tools, as you said, along the DevOps tool chain, right? And did you have, I'm not really sure, did you have customer stories? Are people already kind of going down that route?
Yeah, so we shared some today. You saw with Andrew Hiddle on main stage. So KeyBank is one of our first customers and partners to help us really drive this autonomous cloud management program. And we have had several other customers go through autonomous cloud labs. So a fully immersive hands-on training environment it goes really deep into the concepts of autonomous cloud management. So it's really exciting.
Cool. Hey, and Kristof, what is your take? Why? So people that didn't see it, right? What else? The key takeaways. Why should they watch the recording?
Right. So what I talked about most is about how customers would actually go about and implement this on a more technical level. So be it implementing an unbreakable pipeline, defining key requirements of their application's behavior through code, something that we've coined as a mon-spec file, or whether it being implementing some self-healing capabilities into their application. So an application has been deployed and we detect that there now is something wrong with the application. How can we remediate that without immediate manual interaction from an operator, for example?
Cool. And so the common tools that people have, and you've seen probably a lot of customers out there already, just to give like a little overview of what are the tools that we typically integrate with along the DevOps tool chain?
Right. So it goes from an integration with the CI/CD pipeline tool like Jenkins, but it also goes as far as integrating with, for example, Slack. So everybody is aware of the dynamics of the environment. So the whole idea of ACM, or one of the key cornerstones, is that everybody is aware of what's happening, and if we can automate that kind of information flow, then that's where we play as well.
That's pretty cool. So that means, as far as I understand, and obviously the three of us have been part of ACM, right? We've been defining all this. It's a lot of event-driven, meaning along the delivery pipeline, as code moves through the different stages, events are generated. Like, a build gets started, a build gets deployed, a build gets verified. These are all events, and obviously Slack or whatever JetOps solution you have is probably a great place, and
yes.
This is part of the ACM implementation.
Yes, exactly. So part of the implementation is that we assess what the customer is using, and we define integration points. Could also be that we can suggest some certain toolings if there are some gaps in their implementation, but we try to stay as tool agnostic as possible.
That's pretty cool. So in case somebody's interested, there's a lot of people hopefully listening to this and then watching the recording. How do people get in touch with Dynatrace in case they want to partner up with Dynatrace to get our help on that?
So first of all, here at Perform in the marketplace, there will be a tower dedicated to ACM. So we'll have several experts throughout the conference that can answer all of your questions. Beyond that, I would recommend you reaching out to your local customer success manager or sales rep, and they can certainly connect you with our ACM SWAT team.
Cool. Hey, and then I think, Trevor, in the beginning, you gave a quick overview of how the process of such a project would look like, but can you repeat that? So in case somebody says, this is interesting for me, what will be the different steps along the way?
Sure. So once we agree that we want to partner on an ACM project, we would first start out, as Kristof said, with an assessment. So the assessment really focuses on understanding the current state of your software delivery lifecycle and all of the tooling and processes and culture and everything that goes into getting software from code to reality. And we identify where there's opportunities for improvements to help automate manual processes. Once we do that, we develop an ACM blueprint, which will identify the actual tasks that we want to help you implement. And then we'll go through that training lab that I spoke about before called the Autonomous Cloud Lab, just to get you enabled, your team enabled on the core concepts that we'll be implementing. And then we move into the actual project of implementation.
That's pretty cool. And then any lessons learned? I mean, it seems like, there's a lot of companies out there that are huge enterprises, right?
Yeah.
So are you going to boil the ocean, meaning doing everything at once, or what's the lesson learned on that? What's the focus of a project typically?
So we certainly focus on not the ocean. We generally try to pick an application or service that we know we can get some actual traction with, and then we teach them, the customer, and actually implement the things that we want to change on that service or application that then can be duplicated across the environment as the customer wants.
Pretty cool. Kristof, another question for you. I know actually the two of us, we've been on site with KeyBank, who was mentioned earlier, right? So we did the blueprinting exercise. What I found extremely valuable in that kind of engagement, first of all, the commitment, obviously, of KeyBank, right? They brought the right people in. I think that was pretty cool. What were your observations? Anything from like the way we interacted? What was the biggest lessons learned maybe in that week? Anything?
Right. Yeah, I think the biggest part there is that we ask a customer really to show us how they deploy a coach agent into production. So all the steps, intermediate steps that are taken. So how does a build go from one part of the pipeline to the other? And there you can really see the customer discover themselves as well what they're doing wrong. So by telling us what they're doing, sometimes the lights already go on, and then you see, hey, this is probably not the best way. And it's actually us guiding them through that journey that made a big impact.
Yeah.
Even if it's just implementing automatic quality gates as opposed to manual steps, we can actually see that it would cut the time of deployment potentially in half, right? Yeah. So that's what was pretty.
Yeah, and I also wanted to add to this because I thought it was interesting that in discussion they saw how the current process works. But it seems everyone along the delivery chain already had some ideas on how to improve it, and all of that we gave. I think the whole ACM project gives them a platform to raise their voices and say, hey, if we're going to change something, I don't just listen. I don't just want to have an external coming in and saying us how to do it, but we in collaboration, we can bring in our own ideas, and then we get to a final state. That's pretty cool. Well, thank you so much for that. Any final words? Is there anything that you want to additionally say, or is it just party time now, or what do we do?
No, just a reminder to come visit us in the marketplace. Come to our tower and talk to Kristof and some of the other experts around ACM, and looking forward to seeing you there.
Cool. Well, and with that, thanks Trevor, thanks Kristof. For Pure Performance, I'm Andy Grabner.